Hello, in this module, we are looking at 4 attempts at empire in North America. The big 3, that's Spain, France, and England, and also, of course, Little Netherlands. The Dutch are trying their best to set up a colony there as well. Behind this competition lays the great division of Europe between Catholicism, countries like Spain and France, and Protestantism, countries like England and the Netherlands. This Christian division plays a role in the competition between the different nations. Most of North America had little to offer, though, in the way of gold and silver, and so they quickly turned to other products like fish and fur and timber. The English are unique because of the number of settlers they sent out to establish colonies in North America. Some of them came to establish their own religious enclave separate from the corrupted people of the world. A lot of them came for hoping for wealth, trade, and opportunity for their own farms and land. Very few English settlers came with an intent of trying to convert American Indians to Christianity, unlike with the French and the Spanish. The indigenous peoples themselves quickly found themselves in a difficult position, having to cope with these rapacious settlers. Changes were sweeping across these people. In the background, you have the tremendous changes brought by epidemics that were sweeping through communities and leaving shattered survivors behind. You have new communities coming together out of refugees. You have even existing communities that do survive and rebuild having to make new choices in the face of the oncoming settlers. It was hard for them to peacefully coexist with European settlers for obvious reasons. One of the things that the settlers wanted, particularly the English wanted, was land for settlement on themselves. And the problem was they couldn't just share the land. The English way of using the land for farming was to fence it off and to keep it strictly for themselves. Unlike an Indian's way of using the land, which might mean that they might grow crops there, but at a different time of year they might hunt there. At a different time of year they might even be looking for berries or other kinds of foods to gather there. So there'd be multiple uses of land, and quite possibly different people might use the land at different times of the year. But once it's been fenced in and turned into a European farm, they're going to regard very hostilely any attempt by Indians to use the land in any way whatsoever. In addition to that, the English settlers spread animals for their own uses. So they set loose cows and pigs to wander in the woods and find something to eat. Well, what do they find to eat? Well, a lot of the food that's growing there, but also, of course, they find various farms by Indian peoples, and they eat their crops and they eat their food. In addition to that, they're causing devastation to the forests. Beyond that, you have direct confrontations, what we're going to talk about in the discussion with King Philip's War, but also from the very beginning in the case of Jamestown, where starving settlers decide the best way to deal with their starvation is to attack the local Indians and take their corn forcibly. It's a fascinating period in American history. It's one well worth learning about, and it's one that brought major changes both to settlers and to the native people of North America.